All right, Woody, it's all yours.
Okay.
You want to introduce anything or do anything?
Is Alex here?
Alex is on his way.
Y'all might have to fight. There's another seat where you can take.
No, I don't need
Alex,
to sit.
you're late. All right, this is how we're going to do this. Thank you for volunteering today at Habitat for Humanity, Broward County. Awesome job. You're going to be sore tomorrow from all the lifting up ahead. This was fun. I do encourage you guys to stay in contact with those teams. Your alumni is running the show, so there's an easy way to deal with Gina and Alex. Speaking of Alex, you're late.
I'm on time. What are you talking about?
Just kidding.
Little
Bookkeeping, the last assignments are due tomorrow. Artist developer and the memo for this field trip, if you have not done two already. Yeah? Would like to introduce in a very informal way two guys that are running the field trip right now. One is Woody, or William Hughes. I call him William. He is the Director of Operations, Vice President of Operations.
Yes.
Yeah, you have seen him maybe in the other Development 1 class already, so you have a little bit idea about what is Habitat. The purpose of today is we're walking all the different stages of this construction site, and Woody gives us information about scheduling and the programming behind the scenes. And then we have Alex Nassar, who is the
construction manager?
Yeah. For the construction manager, he's the construction manager for Habitat, and he is pretty much the guy on site. Yeah, so he gives us all the rundown of what we see structure-wise and as well as with timing. And this is going to be a short trip today. We're guesstimating about 40-45 minutes. It's warm out. We have been sweating for 4 hours. It's time to think about a final break after that. So that said, I need your concentration for the next 40 minutes. Stay on top of that. This is an exciting project, exciting work they do for the community. This is maybe the perfect example for everyone here that thinks about affordable housing and community projects. So I take those guys as the poster childs. If you want to do part of your legacy work as a real estate developer and doing good things to the community, you can do that in terms of projects, or you can do this with all the philanthropic work once you're successful. Find a great mix, stay a human being, and then balance it out with your performer and balance sheets. That all set? My job is done.
Okay, well, the way it really works for Habitat in most groups is that you have an acquisition and planning, and that's pretty much what I do. When I'm done planning, I got all our permits, and Alex, he's the guy that makes it all happen. And to build a house, we try to be as sophisticated, and we've been coming out of the into the 21st century for quite some time, and with Alex's expertise, computer knowledge, and personality, he's just been a great part of our organization, and we're building on time, on budget, and that's what everybody wants when you're working for somebody. So yeah, it's a tribute to all Alex has done and all the great men that work for us. Yeah. So what I've done is I'm going to do my portion first because I'm pre-development, and talk about some of the really important stuff with that, which will be short. And then Alex has pretty much a roadmap to build the house from start to finish. And that's what we follow to keep our schedules on schedule. Of course, you get bad rain months. Like last year, we had a whole month of rain in May, which it should have been in June. It's kind of messed up a few of our starts. So anyway, you don't have to keep these when you leave, but just so you kind of get adjusted. I spoke last time, and last time, you can just pass that around, when I came to speak in Development 1.
Yep.
I can't stress the fact that knowing Microsoft Project is imperative to your future success, because anything that you do has a map or a process, and if you have it and the other people don't, when you go for your interview, you can say, hey, I know Project, and everybody goes, oh, wow, because 90% of people in our business don't, and you can apply it to anything. So these are my permits. This is from really last year. All the permits I got 26 permits in 1 year. I'm going to have 30, which is a lot of work. It's a lot of work permitting houses because there's like 70 documents, the plans, the densities, the borings, there's like, they want to limit their liability down to zero. So I kind of created this for our organization so they knew where we were with this project. And if Alex knows when my permit ends, he knows he's starting the next week, give or take a couple of days, because right at the end there, I communicate with him. So knowing this Microsoft project, you're going to differentiate yourself from everybody else. And if you don't know it, I got to tell you, you're going to be in the business, Styles, and everybody else. When you come out and you say, okay, this is my process, they're going to go, oh, holy shit, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And everybody loves that kind of stuff. So this is being used a lot more. Everybody fights it. They want to use Excel and all these other crazy things. This is the premier. Now, Alex has a little different program he's going to share with you for our building, but this is used everywhere. So what happened with this site, we bought it about 3 years ago. Well, actually, we bought part of it in 2006 when land became short. Then we bought the rest of this in 2015. We started doing all the planning. We had to go through a whole land use change because this was commercial. And you have to go through Broward County and the city to get your land use change. Then we did a zoning change. So we ended up with 77 units of density on 10 acres, which is enormous. We also purchased from the railroad, there's a moat behind those houses. It's a 50-foot linear piece that goes from I-95 to 3rd Avenue for a nominal amount of money, and we created a great retention area. And nothing else, nobody else is going to buy it, and they gave it to us for almost nothing, God bless. And it enhanced our site because we had exfiltration, which is underground storage, which is used very commonly in dense areas, but with a lot of trees. If you don't have any trees, it's great, but if you have a lot of trees, what happens is they end up inside of your exfiltration system. After 35 years, the city would be replacing them. So we saved money there. It actually paid for the land, the saving of the exfiltration system. So we did all that. Then we had to get, once we got all of our entitlements, we had to go permit the whole site. So that took about a year, negotiating with the cities. They were fighting. We almost had a fist fight from the utility guys because they want the utilities and the tree guy wants their trees. And this site is so tight, and they made us put in a reuse line, which we didn't plan on. That cost us an extra 200 grand, and there won't be any reuse water here for 20 years. But the city wants it for when it comes, so what they do is they pressurize it with drinking water. But when it comes, they want it here. So that added even more, because now you got another box over there that you're going to move around. So we're not finished with the fight yet, but the people in the city actually get like really, like crazy over, I got this, you got that, I got my ordinance. So anyway, so after about a year of that, last year we started the project, and we're about almost July till now. It's taken us a year to do all the infrastructure, but because we didn't have any other projects started, Alex started his houses before the infrastructure is complete, which created a few other problems. But overall, it's probably best to finish the site first and not try to intermingle all this infrastructure, because it's been a little bit of a challenge for us. But for Habitat, we do get we are partnered with the city of Pompano. We built this partnership, so whenever you're in development, I know you guys probably heard this 100 times from all the old timers like myself at the program, because I was in the program. Relationships matter. Alex learned that early on with inspectors, because his inspectors review my plans. And I said, Alex, be nice to the inspectors. Now they all love him, and my permits get done faster. So relationships matter. Sometimes you might be right, but you're dead right. Forget about being right. Just say yes, sir, and go out and get whatever they want. Because a lot of our predecessors tried to fight everybody. And if you start at the top and it goes to the staff, the next time you go to the staff, they're going to go, you're out. So relationships really matter with students, with the cities, with inspectors, with anybody in life, but it really does. So that's pretty much where I stop. If you have any questions after Alex is done, I'll be happy to answer them. But then, once I got my permits for those houses, Alex started the houses over there.
Yeah, I actually printed up the schedule. I think we have enough for everyone. We got 25 there. I think we got 20.
This is the whole house.
From start to finish, task to task, even the preliminary work, purchasing materials, we're a volunteer organization, so we have organizations that donate materials to us, appliances, but that all has to be scheduled, because they're giving it to us for free. They have to know the big lead time. So I'm doing that from the beginning. So we're going to take a tour. We'll start the beginning in here, and then when we get to the slab.
You want to start down the slabs first?
Well, let's look at the first couple of line items. It's me ordering materials, Woody helps me up with setting up the accounts. You know, we have to set up sewer accounts, water accounts, so we can get our water meters here. And
Electricity helps.
Water.
No.
Not now, but I just, yeah, exactly. I was thinking about it Friday, yes.
Without water and electricity, it makes it really difficult to build. And so we try to do it at, this is a special site, but like when we're out in lots all over the city, the first thing we do is engage FP&L when he starts to slab and the water people, because it's really hard to do all the cement and the mixing, and if you don't have power tool, I mean, the generators get old after a while, so you want to get right on that, any job, water and electricity is huge to get the job going.
Yes, like what he said, number 3 and number 4, sewer water and 10 pounds full. You know, you need to have power to build, you need water to build. So that's a priority, right? So we move our way down, I order, you have to get the you know, it takes time for all the joists and the rebar to be engineered and built. And if you're waiting to the last minute to order them, and when it's time for your need, it's not going to be there. So that's why I put, you know, everyone knows you need the joists, but the schedule's like a reminder. It keeps everyone honest, keeps all your subs honest. All my subs end up getting one of these, so they know where I expect them to be at any given moment. And, you know, and these change, and that's a great. This is, I don't know if you guys heard of Primavera. This is a P6 Primavera 6 program. Probably a little more sophisticated project, but it's the same thing. You know, it's really just a glorified Excel sheet, but it actually deals with relationships, and you guys understand that, what relationships are. Like, you can't do one thing until the predecessor's done before. It also includes the successors. You know, and it helps you track what needs to come afterwards. And if it's not, you're not allowed to do the afterwards before you do the before. You know, and this